Somewhere.
It's not time somewhere. Sawadika, Mr.
Sawadika.
Cooper. Sawadika.
Sawadika.
How was it?
Thailand?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, amazing, bro.
Would you move there?
Would I move there? Oh, that is a good question. I reckon I'd go there for like a extended period of time. I don't know if I could move there full time.
To visit your kids?
I might have a couple. No, I was pretty good over there. I just trained, to be honest. I'm one of them boring cunts. Like, I just literally wake up every morning, bit of brekkie, go do Muay Thai, go home, sleep, fucking, you know.
I remember when you first got there, you went through like 7 fucking rooms in 2 nights. I don't know, you were just trying to find the best bargain.
Yeah, I'm all about that fucking, you know, getting things on the cheap. I don't want to pay too much for shit.
Yeah.
So, like, that was my problem because, like, I didn't get any set accommodation because I was like, oh, I know I can get it cheaper. I've heard you can, like, pay $200 for a room for the month. So I was, like, trying to find that. And fuck, it was a mission. So I booked a place for, like...
You couldn't stay at the gym?
No, I think when halfway through I was there, that's when they started, like, they built accommodation or they started renting it out. I don't think they had it before I got there.
Oh, right.
So I couldn't, like, get a place at the gym because they've only been open about between 6 months and a year. So, like, the gym hasn't been around very long. So I think they're starting to, like, you know, build up to things and whatnot.
Which gym were you training at?
Bangtao MMA.
Bangtao.
So that's in the Bangtao Beach. So that gym was opened about 6 months to a year ago, like I said, and it's run by all the guys that essentially were coaching at Tiger. So you got the Hickman brothers, you got Alex, I can't remember his fucking name. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt. You got Woody, who's like really good strength and conditioning coach and whatnot.
Oh,
and
so they got a full camp there.
Yeah, so I got a few other people, and I think even Volk owns a bit of the gym. I'm not 100% how it works, but I think he even owns a bit of the gym or whatnot.
No shit.
But all those guys that were there pretty much left Tiger, did whatever for like a bit of time, and then they opened up their own gym in Bangtao, which is fucking massive.
What was it like? Because I'm fucking really intrigued to see what it's like now that they've made weed legal.
It's interesting, like, because, like, the first couple of days, you're like, oh, fuck yeah, like, weed's legal. You're like, yeah, this is sick. And then you just get used to it. You get used to the fact that, like, legit, like, every 5th or 6th shop down any street you're going down is a weed shop. Like, there's just weed everywhere.
Did you get fucked over with anything? Did you think something like an edible or anything?
Yeah, I got fucked over with an edible. So, I went to this weed shop near... I was near a supermarket or something. I went in there and it was all right because there was an Asian chick behind the bar counter, but she was from Melbourne, so she spoke English. So it was like, I'm like, oh, look, I don't smoke weed too often. Like, I do it very rarely. Like, what's going to be something good for me? She's like, oh yeah, have this edible here. Like, it's probably one of your weaker ones. She's like, all right, have half and then wait now. If nothing happens, have the rest. So I had half, and I probably waited maybe like an hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, oh, nothing's really happening. Then I had the rest, and fuck, I felt like I was on a different fucking planet. Like, the best way I could explain it, from like memory of like how I felt, it felt like I was a different person. Like, yeah, I had a different perspective on shit. Like, the way I was thinking was not how I'd normally think, if that makes any sense at all. It was funny because, like, I was watching your podcast with the South Ave guys.
Yeah.
When I was fucked up, and I had to watch it again recently because I don't remember half of it.
That's so good.
I was just sitting there like,
oh, I hate edibles. I remember once.
That was my first time.
Oh, dude, it's such a different high. I remember I had this really strong butter in the fridge. I made a heap of butter.
I've always wanted to try making it.
It's fun to make, and then so I made it. And I fucking left it in the fridge, and I fucking totally forgot about it. We never used it, and I think it kind of went like off, but it went stronger.
Oh fuck!
And one day I came home, and my missus was fucking just done. She's like, I only had a little bit, and she was like, looked like she was gonna die. And I was like, oh my god, this looks so fun. So the next night I got jealous, so I got like a tablespoon of it, and I just put it in a coffee, and I smashed it. And I started playing a video game. I was playing a game called The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I was playing The Last of Us 2, and I was playing it, and it was getting pretty hectic, and I was like, oh, nothing's happening. And then it fucking happened, and
Just
I was
hit.
like having like a battle in my head of like, do I wig out? Or like, I was trying to keep a straight face, and I was like, I'm not okay right now. It fucking nailed me so hard. It was like I took fucking acid.
Like that bad.
It was fucking hectic.
I remember one time I got high. I just like went back to Mount Gambier to, I got like family there and whatnot.
Yeah.
Seen one of my mates and just had like a little bit, literally like, I don't like bongs, but I had like a little one. And then I was fine. And then we started watching a movie. For some reason we were watching Finding Dory. I don't know why. And then it just hit me and I was so fucked up. And I'm watching Finding Dory and I was like, this is the deepest shit I've ever seen. Like, I was just like, this is such a deep movie. Like, what the fuck? I haven't watched it since because I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, right.
But that was like, yeah. And that was just off this tiny little amount. I was so fucked up.
That's all right.
Fuck, we got it?
Yeah, you got it.
You got it just really like two-handed or?
Did you learn that in Thailand?
I didn't learn that one in Thailand.
You
I already
learned
knew
that
that
in
one.
Adelaide.
I
You
knew that
learned
one.
that in Mount Gambier.
Yeah, down in Mount Gambier, man. We're built different down there.
Oh, fuck. So in Thailand, you were also like cooking your own meals, training every day. And do you want to talk about the fight?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Oh my god!
We'll talk about the lead up.
I shouldn't fucking laugh, but it's just
It's
your.
funny.
It's your.
I don't give a fuck because
it's
everyone.
your luck.
It is. I have the worst luck. So it was funny. Like I reckon I'd been at the gym for 2 or 3 weeks, and I was like, when you're training really hard and you don't really have a goal sort of in mind, you get a little bit burnt out because you're sort of like, well, what am I trying to achieve? And then I remember one of the Thai trainers come up to me. He's like, if you look at my Instagram, he's one of the guys I got a photo with. He's a fucking killer little dude. His name's, I can't remember his actual name, but they call him Crew M. And he's a funny little bastard. But he come up to me and he was like, after training one time, and he's like, oh, like, so when are you fighting next? And I'm like, when you get me a fight. And he's like, what? He's like, you want to fight Muay Thai? And I'm like, fucking oath, I want to fight Muay Thai. Literally like runs off, talks to another dude, and he comes back and he's like, all right, you fight next Friday. I'm like, sick. And then, yeah, leading up to the fight, it was like real weird because they kind of just check your weight and they're like, all right, you're going to fight at this weight. And they don't actually do like a weigh-in or anything. And then all week, like normally in, back here in Adelaide, like if I'm the week of a fight, I'm tapering off, I'm like relaxing, I'm not training too hard. You're just training like normal there. Like we're literally sparring that week. And no one's like going lighter on you or anything. No one's really looking after you. You're still sparring hard. I'm like, fuck, I'm fighting this week. This is fucking weird as. But yeah, I ended up getting a fight in, what was it? Rawai Boxing Stadium. And it was an experience from what I can remember. But yeah, I remember going down there. I think the fight was on a Friday night. We drove down there. And it was just really weird because it was like in a gym. For some reason, the stadium there like was getting renovated. So they're holding it in the boxing gym down there. And just, yeah, it was really weird because, like, I'm used to getting to the fight show and then we go backstage, we relax back there, you know, you kind of just do your thing, you warm up.
You have, like, a normal routine.
Yeah, normal routine. And then here it's just fucking hectic. So I'm literally sitting there watching the fights. And then I think it was, like, 2 or 3 fights before mine. That's when they started wrapping my hands. So they wrapped my hands. And then they fucking gave me that little oil massage, you know, they oiled me up. And then pretty much by the time that was done, quickly ran off, took a piss, come back, and they're like, all right, you're walking out.
No shit.
But, like, the warm-up or where they, like, wrap your hands, wrap your hands and oil you up is, like, it's not in a back room anywhere. It's, like, literally, like, the crowds say here, and it was just, like, right there. So you're just seeing everything. But, yeah, like, I've gone for my piss, come back, I've walked out. I remember like jumping in the ring, and that was weird because like I've never fought Muay Thai. For anyone that doesn't know, like I've only ever had MMA fights. Jumped in the ring, did the little the start of the Y crew or whatever, just like, you know, you walk around the ring and you like kind of give praise in each corner. I'm not sure.
The Ramoy or whatever it is.
Y crew.
Y crew.
I think that's the start. I
think the Ramoy is the actual dance you do in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, I am 100% not sure. They tried to show me it the day before, and I'm like, this is a bit late. I'm a slow learner. You're like, I'm not going to pick this up. Remember that. Remember touching gloves with the guy. And then all I remember is him throwing like 3 leg kicks, and I'm like, and they were just like really fast. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to get after this. Like, this guy's not fucking around. And then boom, I don't remember shit. And I'm like, then woke up later and I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, slowly like get together and they're like, oh yeah, you got fucking knocked out. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, you got knocked out like in the first round. I'm like, fuck. Like full, like I was asleep for a good like 12 seconds or some shit. But it's funny because like when I woke up, I was like fine. I was just like full of energy. Like you wouldn't think I just got knocked out. I was like full of energy. Someone passed me some ice cream, smashed that, and I was like, oh, so what are we doing now? But yeah, it's weird. So I've technically,
Of course, you're the only cunt in Thailand that fights someone that
Legit.
actually knows that.
well, so like it's funny because like I asked later, and like I thought I talked to the guy, and he said that he hadn't fought for a while or something, and then I talked to one of my mates that come with me, and he's like, oh yeah, he hasn't fought for a little bit, but when he was fighting, he's fought boxing, he's fought K1, so the cunt like had
Savage.
actual experience. So I kind of got stitched up a little bit there because, like I said, you don't weigh in, so it's only like you're roughly around each other's weight. But I remember looking at this guy, and I'm like, I was probably about 74. I reckon he was a good like 80 kilos. He's just this thick Irish cunt. Of course, like everyone else that went over there gets to fight these Thais that,
Like cab drivers.
like fucking
Trying to save up for their ladyboy like transition.
yeah, you cab drivers and you tuk-tuk drivers and whatnot, and then I get some fucking solid fucking Irish cunt that wants to fucking bang. Yeah, because like the way I thought it was going to go down, I thought I was going to get a Thai guy, and generally, as far as I'm aware with Muay Thai, the first 2 rounds,
You go softer.
They're kind of like they warm up into it.
Yeah.
So I was like, all
the
right.
third round, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they score.
They don't score the first 2, I believe.
Oh, no,
Not
they
100%.
score them, but they don't they're not as important. I think. I think people fight mostly for the third round for some reason, or third and fourth, or some shit like that. Don't quote me on that. It put it in the comments what the actual fucking thing is, but I'm fairly sure the third and fourth round or the middle rounds are way more important.
At least know the first round doesn't mean fuck all.
Yeah,
second round might. Yeah,
which is a weird rule because you're used to MMA. As soon as that fucking bell dings, you are trying to finish the fight.
So I was hoping. That's why I was hoping I was get a Thai guy because I'm like, all right, first 2 rounds I can ease into it. Maybe if I like, you don't want to get finished, but if I get beat in the third, at least I got 3 rounds. This cunt didn't want none of it. He just wanted to fucking dust me straight after. Yeah, it's crazy. So apparently after he threw those leg kicks, I think I threw a right hand. I didn't really have much snap on it. He's just caught me with a hook and dropped me. I've got straight back up, kept fighting. We're like clinching, doing a whole bunch of shit. Like, and I don't remember any of this at all. And then he's just dropped me with the right hand and put me to sleep.
Did you go straight back to training after that?
No, but that's the funny thing is the Thais, man, they're so different.
They like, let's get back into it straight away.
Yeah, they're like literally like that crew M. He was like, oh, like you fight good. I'm like, oh, did I? Like, I don't know. Like, all right, I appreciate it. But he's like, maybe we'll try and get you another fight before you leave. And I'm like, I would love that, but that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
They're just different, man. Like, I literally...
they fucking fight 3-4 times a week.
Yeah,
sometimes.
but like...
They're fucking menaces.
So normally I rushed it a little bit into going back to training. So I took a week off and then I did a private with M and then just to see how I'd feel. Felt pretty good, so I'm like, all right, I'll go back to training next week because I paid for it. I'm going to get me money's worth. But I just took it really easy, didn't do any sparring or anything. But I had to keep telling them I couldn't spar because they were just like, all right.
And they were probably thinking, pussy.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like, no, spar. I'm like, no, my head. Like, I can't spar. No, you're fine. Like, I remember one of the other Thai trainers, he literally came up to me after we'd done the warm up, and he just started like rubbing my head, like giving me like a head massage, and then gave me a little tap, and he's like, "Now you're better, you can spar." I'm like, I wish it worked like that, but I don't think it does.
I think in Thailand though, they're so used to like when they spar, it's more like playing around and shit. So they don't really like. Do they spar like really hard there, like the actual Thais?
The actual Thais don't.
But the other blokes in the gym will.
Like I keep saying Western, but like all the Western people, all the white cunts,
all the white cunts will
just
punch
got something to fucking prove, and it's like, why are you trying to bash me? And the worst thing about that is you be sparring people that are like so much better than you, and they're just like beating the fuck out of you. I'm like, what are you getting out of this?
Yeah.
Like I remember the week of the fight, I was sparring some guy, and I'm like, man, I can't fucking touch this dude. This is fucked. Like this is like I'm just having no success at all. And I was talking to one of the other guys about it. I'm like, man, like you seen that guy? He's like really, really good. sends me a message on Instagram later with the guy's profile. You look at it, last fight was in one championship, and then it literally says on his page, like 97 fight veteran. And I'm like, well, no wonder I couldn't fucking hit him. Like,
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
That's the fucking thing about Thailand as well. You don't know. Like, it's such a mixed bag of people. Like, you might be training with, like, a legitimate cab driver or a fucking...
Yeah.
Like, you might be training with someone that's had 179 fights and they started when they were 4.
Yeah, like, you don't know. Like, it's... But what I found is, like, at least at this gym, at Bangtao, 90% of the... Like, I'd say 90% of the people... are like just fucking amazing, like heaps easy to train with, heaps easy to spar with, like even like there's like legit killers there. So you'd be like I said, I was training with that guy. I had no idea, you know, that he
just continue. Keep talking. I'm just gonna move my camera.
You'd have no idea that he'd had that many fights, and then you're like training with other people who again like you have a hard round with, and you're like, oh man, like that dude was really hard to train with, or I couldn't do anything with him, and then you like look him up and you realize, oh, you know, that guy's signed to PFL, he's undefeated. That guy's signed to one. This guy was in the UFC briefly. This guy's in Bellator, and you're like, fuck, like it's crazy the amount of like skill that's in that room.
I'm from Trinity MMA in South Australia.
Yeah, I'm from Trinity MMA. Formerly.
Yeah, right. Formerly.
Well,
So
I'm still sort of there a little bit, but I'm just
more in between gyms at the moment.
Yeah, more sort of in between.
What the fuck did I just do? Oh my god, I'm having technical difficulties.
Well, technical difficulties. Oh, there we go. Oh, you got my good side or what? Yeah, oh, yeah. Zoom in. There we go.
That's heaps better.
Fucking, what have you done?
Sorry.
Wogs and technology don't mix.
Wogology. All right, we're on. So yeah, you're just training like different pockets now.
Well, sort of like pretty much. Obviously, I was at Trinity, and I'm still there a little bit. But unfortunately, there's just like we had a really good fight team down there, and a lot of the guys, for just whatever reason, it kind of dropped off. Like, you know, it's just life. Some people have just got stuff that's a little bit more important than fighting. So there's just not as many people down there in the fight team. So like when you're looking to get good, solid MMA work in, there's just not always the guys in the gym. So I'm just more so down at M16 now, and I've just got a better training environment, more competitive. Like I'm going down there and I'm getting like fucked up by guys like Zach Gregson, like, and just like
he's a little violent motherfucker.
He's a violent man. Don't get me wrong, he's a fucking great guy.
Fuck yeah, and
nicest guy.
I think Zach's fighting soon.
He's fighting
Queensland or something.
I can't remember the date. I just remember it's like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
8 weeks away in the Gold Coast.
Yeah, so this is coming out in like 2 weeks, so it'll be pretty close to the fight by then.
Yeah.
So I think me and a couple of boys are even thinking of going up to the Goldie doing a day trip.
Yeah, I was thinking of going as well because I think
really
because I think a bunch of
I found flights for like 400 return, 480
I better
return.
Get onto it now then, because I reckon 2 of the guys from Trinity are fighting on that card as well. So that'll work out well.
What promote? Do you know what promotion it is?
Eternal.
It is Eternal.
Yeah, it's Eternal. I know that much. So
sick.
I don't know the date. I know it's Eternal. I know it's the Gold Coast, and I know he's fighting Odin Musket, but I have no idea I think that's how you say the guy's name, but I don't really give a fuck anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna lose anyway.
He's gonna lose anyway. But
yeah, there's a fucking good group of like M16's fight team's not huge,
but they're all my weight class.
But they're and it's a very small gym. Like, do you know what I mean? There's not too many big fellas. Like it's all people our size.
Well, legit. Pretty much all the fighters there
they'd be like featherweight. 74 and below.
Yeah, they're easy. All pretty much featherweights. And then you got like Zach and oh my god. Hazy, who are fucking flyweights.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any bantamweights.
I don't know how many times Zach's going to be able to make flyweight again because he's getting bigger and bigger. Like he's turning in, like he's getting his man body a bit now.
Man, I don't think it would be like he could fight at bantamweight. Fuck, he could probably fight at featherweight.
I think he'll end up at bantamweight because it would be a bit. He's a fucking turning into like a pretty big unit. He's like he's a solid kid,
and he just keeps getting better and better. Like I remember when I sparred with him maybe a year ago, like he's really dangerous on the ground, but I felt like comfortable at least striking with him in certain positions. I felt comfortable. Now I spar him and I'm like, fuck, I got to be like on my A game, and maybe I'll get something off on him. But he's just like,
Yeah, you were saying before, because so we went and did like a little fucking pad session before, and you were saying before, like you were in like mid round, and you were like, oh fuck, I don't really, but it's so fresh off of a knockout as well.
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck, I don't really want to be.
Just like I felt good. I felt good, and then we got halfway through the round. I'm like, I don't want to be here.
It's good that you're fucking really open with it too. Like a lot of fighters would be heaps prideful and like they'd never fucking say that.
Who gives a fuck? Like, what are you gonna do? You're either gonna like, you can either cry about it or laugh about it. And I choose to laugh about it. Like, yeah, it sucks. It fucking sucks getting knocked out. Like I had a pretty like a down week. Like I didn't really want to see anyone. And I think the reason
it's more you'd be like embarrassed almost.
I was embarrassed.
Yeah,
I was pretty embarrassed
because as a fighter, that's the worst case scenario.
You'd be embarrassed because you go all the way to Thailand. You think you're gonna like, you know, you're going over there for a reason. You're gonna train hard. You're gonna win some fights, and then you go over there and your first fight you get knocked out. You're a bit embarrassed. You feel like almost like you let people down, or you're just like a bit of a joke.
But then the trainers probably egg you on. They're like, "Who? We don't give a fuck."
Well, that's the best thing about the fucking Thais, man. Like Thais are different from like, all right, like. I'm not going to say most people in Adelaide, but a lot of people in Adelaide, especially like who don't fight, they'd probably look at what just happened. They'd be like, "Oh, like you're pretty shit," or
you
whatever.
Need to stop fighting.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like, but then the Thais, man, they don't give a fuck. Like,
it's it's in their culture though.
It's just like, you win some, you lose some. Like you see some of the best Thais, like some of the guys that are regarded as the best Thai fighters, like Sanchai, Bacau, all them. They have fucking heaps of losses.
Yeah,
but no one gives a fuck.
I'm pretty sure Thais more look at the actual number of fights over the win-loss record. So if you have like 50 wins and 37 losses, they don't see it as that. They'll see it as 87 fights. Kind of thing.
Like it was funny. Like I think what helped me feel a bit better is like when I would go to the gym and stuff. It was like different. It was like funny how, well, not different how they were, like the Thais were, but like how like sort of respectful. Like, you know, like in my head, I was like, oh, I just went and got knocked out. Like, I feel like shit and I feel like embarrassed. But then the Thais come up to you and they almost had like a bit more respect for me after fighting, even though I fucking got knocked out.
Yeah.
Like, I remember just the trainers, they're like, can't explain it, but like, they'd almost like give you more attention. They were just nice. I remember like, there was this Thai security guard. I'd always just say hello to him in the morning. And then like, the first time I come back to the gym after getting knocked out, he's like come up to me and like almost sort of give me like a hug or something. And I didn't really know what he was saying because I don't really speak Thai, but it was just funny like the way how they all treated you afterwards. They were like just so respectful and whatnot, and like they just seemed to have more respect for you after fighting, regardless of like the result and whatnot.
No, it's embedded in their culture over there. Fighting's like an actual. In Australia, it's not. Over in Thailand, Muay Thai is like an actual cultural phenomenon over there.
So the biggest thing like this helped with is just like, for me, is like focusing on perspectives. Like, and like, again, like I could have had the perspective, like I did have the perspective that I was like, oh, I'm a bit of a joke or whatever because I lost. But then now I changed my perspective to a bit more positive one of just like, at least I fucking went over there and I did what a lot of people would do.
And you fought an actual fighter.
Yeah. Like most people that do MMA, oh, what's that?
That's a little bit of rain.
Oh, okay.
That'll pass over though.
They wouldn't fight Muay Thai. Like there was, I remember going back to the gym and then like I said, I was pretty open about it. Like a few people like, oh, where you been? I'm like, oh, I got knocked out. They're like, oh, fuck. Like you fought Muay Thai? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, fuck that. I wouldn't do that. Like a bunch of the MMA guys, they're like, fuck fight Muay Thai. You know what I mean? So I took, just had the perspective of like, you know, at least I went in there and tried something different. Like, I'm not a striker by any means. Like, I'm trying to be better at striking, but like, I'm definitely not a Muay Thai fighter.
You were on the pads today. You did fucking pretty good though.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah. I mean, I should be better. I was there for 40 days.
I'm no fucking like expert Muay Thai pad holder, but fucking.
No, it was good because like we're talking about, you keep it simple. Like I feel like sometimes people overcomplicate shit on the pads, and they're like.
You see jab, spinning heel kick.
Yeah, you see those full on like elongated combinations where they ask for like 10 strikes or some shit, and it's like I just keep it simple,
it's
like
not
jab,
realistic
cross,
as well.
hook. Yeah. I almost like I was telling you, I don't like to call some things. I kind of just like let you identify
And
like,
just react to it.
React to it and see what happens. Even if you don't throw exactly what I want, it's like, you know.
You also don't, oh no, so when I went to, we were talking about TJ's before.
Yeah.
So when I first went to TJ's, we were like, because I love boxing, I thought I'd go to a boxing gym just to try it out because I've never been in one. So when Chris holds pads, you know how fucking like ties and that, they'll really hit into your punches and shit. Boxers don't really do that. So he would just hold the pad there, and I'd be like, I'd have to do all the work, and it makes your punches seem so much fucking weaker.
Oh, it's hard getting used to the difference because, like, yeah, I noticed that because like ties will really like
they fucking smash it in like those, and they and they'll smash it in, and they're amping you up. Whereas boxing's like they'll just hold the fucking pad there.
Yeah, so you really got to get used to it. Like, it's definitely something to be aware of.
And it makes a heaps big difference because I think boxers, that's why they're better with range probably, because they mostly train like that.
That's actually a pretty good point.
Well, when you're getting someone fucking meeting you halfway, your punch is coming up probably like...
Well, that's it. You're like shortening your punches.
Yeah, it's probably coming up like fucking
you're not
4
using,
inches, 5 inches short. So
you're not using your full
range.
So
you're not using your range really well. That's why my punches are really short, because I'm so used to people like leaning in and meeting me halfway.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be aware of. If you're not aware of it, like if you say like you're an MMA guy and then you go into Thailand and you're doing the Muay Thai classes, it's definitely good to be aware of that, because I reckon, like, I'm used to some people really like slapping the pads, but they do it even more. So I reckon within the first week, I fucked my right hand
just from jarring
just throwing, because I just jarred it, and I'm like, fuck. So yeah, you have to be really aware of that kind of stuff, because you can fuck yourself up.
Are you back training 100% now, or are you just easing in?
I'm trying to get back. I'm like almost 100%. Like we're saying, like I had those sparring rounds Friday, and they were a little bit harder. Like my first probably harder rounds in a while, and like I said, I just didn't. I don't know if it was. I don't know if
like
it was,
a little bit of PTSD kind of thing.
Yeah,
just
a little bit. Like I was sort of like
just gun shy.
I felt really good throwing kicks. Like I felt comfortable with kicks and getting kicked. But then, yeah, like PTSD, as soon as people were throwing hands, I'm like, I don't want to get hit with those right now. And like when I would get hit, I'd be sort of like, stop for a second and be like, oh.
Yeah, well,
I didn't fall over. Like,
you've had a pretty rough stint, because your last fight was a knockout as well, but you were doing so good in that fight too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking, was that in the later rounds? I can't remember now.
That was the first round again.
That was, yeah, that sucks.
Getting caught with little things, like you got to be on point when you're fighting more experienced people. You can't have those little holes, and that's where I kept getting caught.
So you'd have no plans to fight anytime soon? You want to get it right, or
we'll see. We'll see how I feel. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna, like, if my head's still a bit all over the place, I'm definitely not jumping in there.
Maybe get like a jiu-jitsu comp in or something. Just
that's what I'm thinking. But I mean, I've been training Muay Thai so much, like I haven't really been doing fuck all jiu-jitsu.
I was gonna say training jiu-jitsu at M16 will fucking.
Oh fuck, it's good.
That's a different experience in itself.
But I mean, ideally, I wouldn't mind jumping in for a jiu-jitsu comp and just seeing how that feels. That'd be a good idea. But like fight-wise, the next plan is I want to actually have a Muay Thai fight and remember it. So that would be nice. So that's
one of your goals.
Yeah, one of the goals. So like I figure try and have a couple of those.
Are you a white or blue belt?
Purple.
You're purple belt?
Yeah, I've had my purple belt for ages.
Really?
Yeah, I got it ages ago.
Sick.
I just don't train jiu-jitsu enough. Like
you should do one of those M16 opens.
They're
doing a blue belt one, I think, round robin blue belt competition.
You're talking about like the super fight show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I already done one of them.
Did you?
Yeah, me and Tommy Hayes. We did
really?
It.
One of the first ones?
Probably this time last year.
Oh, no shit.
Roughly this time last year.
You in?
Nah.
It's a fucking good competition.
Yeah, Tommy's good, man.
So well with it. They've done so well with it.
I think like leading up to that one, and this will sound like an excuse, but it is. I don't give a fuck. Was like I had that booked in, and then I potentially had at that time I was meant to have my pro debut like a month after, so it was really hard trying to train for the M16 Open because I was sort of like
I need to train for this fight.
Yeah, so it was hard trying to like have two game plans in my head. I'm like, all right, I need this jiu-jitsu game plan and I need this MMA one.
Have you had a pro fight yet?
No, not yet. So like,
oh, sick. That's dope.
So I could have had that. My last MMA fight could have been a pro fight, but they offered us like the same opponent, but they offered us two options. They offered us either a pro debut or an amateur title fight. And I was like, I'm gonna go an amateur title because it's the same amount of time as a pro fight, but just stretched out over more rounds, and then obviously a title. So I was like, this sounds better to me because at that point I hadn't fought in a while. So I was like, all right, I'll just have another amateur fight. So and it worked out well because I mean, if I had a pro fight, and obviously we know what happened,
You would have had an asterisk on your
yeah,
record.
So whereas I don't have that, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So fuck, we'll see your pro debut 2023, you reckon? 2024.
Maybe later this year.
Yeah.
Just like I said, I'll probably be fighting out at M16. So I mean, just see what Miles says. But I want to have that Muay Thai fight first. Even K1, do whatever, like any kind of kickboxing.
That fucking promotion Cam did his fight on looked pretty cool. Their production value and stuff was pretty good. Domination.
Yeah, over in Perth.
They're pretty small, I think. But they're shout out to, I think it's Mitchell. He runs an MMA podcast, the Australian MMA. Mitch Tinley.
Yeah.
He does the commentary for him.
Yeah, no, he's good.
He's a legend. I was messaging him the other day, asking him some stuff. He's a fucking real smart dude.
He
so switched on.
He's commentated a few of my fights, and then he, what's it called? I can't remember. Like interviewed me after one of my fights.
He's from Perth, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So because so he was doing the I'd say ring announcing for Eternal. So calling out the fighters' names and all that shit, doing the interviews after the fights and whatnot.
He's such a... I've never seen someone... He's Australia's Ariel Helwani. He's
good.
So embedded into the sport. He knows every fucking Australian fighter by first and last name and then their record. It's insane. I don't understand how he has... Because he follows the UFC as well. So MMA's just...
How do you have the time?
Bro, I don't have time to watch anything. And I fucking love MMA. I don't have time to watch Bellator and One. And fucking...
I try to keep up with as much as I can. I just try and keep up with certain fighters more so. For One Championship, I try and keep up with...
I love what One do as well.
When Mini T's fighting.
Yeah.
So I like keeping up with him because he fought one of my teammates.
I like watching Stamp.
Fucking a while back.
That Stamp Fairtech, she's a fucking weapon.
I don't know if I've seen any of her fights, but again, because there's so many fights, it's hard to keep up with everyone. So
they're on at weird times. They're on at straight. But I think One FC are going to be on every single Friday now on Channel 7.
Yeah, I tried to get that on Channel 7 and I couldn't fucking find it. It was doing my head in. I'm like, you're on Channel 7, but why can't I find it?
Is it on Channel 7 or is it?
Apparently, but I couldn't find it.
Every Friday, I think.
Because I remember the last one was meant to be on Channel 7. I looked it up, couldn't see it.
It might be on 7 now or whatever.
It's
confusing.
Fuck TV.
So I think 7 now is like their on-demand thing. You don't need to pay for it.
Better not.
But it's, I don't know,
not
it's
fucking
weird.
Paying for it, cheeky cunts.
Yeah.
Because I usually just watch I used to watch the One fights on the One app, so...
Yeah, no shit. I used to watch them on YouTube.
So I'll keep up with Mini T. Bellator, there's a couple of fighters.
I love watching Pico, Aaron Pico.
Yeah. He's fucking very hit and miss.
Yeah,
he's the kind of lives by the sword, dies by the sword.
Which is a fucking shame because he's like one of the most talented fighters. His last fight was no contest. I think he broke something or something went wrong in it.
Was that when his arm fucking popped out?
Yeah,
and he was trying shoulder, and they were trying to pop it back in.
Yeah,
that's killer.
Oh, this is gonna be out. Not next week, the week after. So the Alex Pereira Izzy fight will be long gone by then.
Yeah. Fuck. That's this Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this Sunday.
I gotta work. That sucks. I'm gonna try and have to find.
Just have it on your phone.
Just find some sort of way to watch it on my phone.
The old TikTok's good for that.
Oh, interesting.
TikTok is good
for
that.
Just have that going while I'm doing service.
Oh, dude, I'm going to have it on at the Easter Sunday at the shop. I'm going to be fucking blasting it. We got a new 55, 60-inch TV in the shop.
That's the fucking one thing that I was craving when I was in Thailand.
Fish and chips.
Was your fish and chips.
Really? You're around such nice food over there.
Man, I don't mind Thai food.
It's hot, though. It's so spicy.
I love my fucking deep fried shit. Yeah. I like a bit of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they just don't do some of those things as well over there. So, it's hard to find a good burger.
Yeah.
I did find one place in... Oh, fuck. I can't remember, to be honest. But one of the main shopping centres, there was a really, really good burger place. I can't remember what the fuck it was called, though. Who knows? But coffee. They don't do coffee well over there either. That was fucking killing me.
Really?
The coffee is shit. Like, this coffee you made me there is probably the same.
What the fuck's wrong with the coffee I fucking made you? What the fuck's wrong with that, you piece of shit?
No, like, as in, like, so...
Same quality. Oh, it's just a fucking sachet.
All right, so I probably didn't explain that as well. So he's made me a sachet coffee, and so what I'm saying is the places where you pay for coffee
like
over
a
there...
coffee shop would be
Yeah, coffee shop
that.
would be serving, like, probably not as good as that.
That's fucked.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at.
I don't think they're real coffee drinkers, though, are they, Ties?
Well, no, you know, they like their tea.
Yeah.
They drink this... There's this certain type of tea that they drink called...
Is it oolong?
Don't know. Fucking...
Is it
not
orange?
Sure if, it's this weird brownie colour.
I think that's oolong tea.
From what I remember, what they called it was kratom.
All right.
You heard of that before?
Nah.
So it's this weird... tea. Like, I remember hearing about, like, one of the guys I trained with, this Kiwi fella. He was always, like, going to one of the trainers' houses, and they were drinking tea every night. And I'm like, fuck, you're having little tea parties all the time. And it's this special tea. I think it used to be illegal. And then what they do is they brew it. They brew these like leaves in water. This guy literally had it in an esky or something. They brewed it in an esky, and then they add like cough syrup and fucking Coke to it, and they fucking just sit there and drink it all night.
Cough syrup and Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Coca-Cola. But it just like relaxes the fuck out of you. So like I was asking him about it. And I'm like, bring me some in. I want to try it. And he's like, oh, you just come round. So I went round to this like Thai trainer's house. Like I said, he literally had this esky on the fucking floor. Looked fucking filthy as, full of all these leaves, like just brewing this weird tea. But it's fucking so good. Like, I had like 2 or 3 cups, and it just relaxes the fuck out of you. Like,
yeah, it's like that. Well, if you drink cough syrup, it's got codeine in it.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think it was more so the cough syrup. It was
the
just
leaves as well.
The leaves, like, so from what I remember, it was like this is it's apparently it's highly addictive. So you don't really want to be doing it. But if you're someone like me who's like anxious as fuck all the time,
just relax you.
It just relax the fuck. If I'm someone that overthinks a lot, I just couldn't overthink. I was just so relaxed, just so calm, and just it's fucking good shit, but like highly addictive. So it's something you want to avoid. But apparently the Thais, they just drink it fucking flat out every day. You'll see them walking around with these big water bottles, just drinking this shit all day.
Yeah, they'd be in a lot of pain all the time.
Oh fucking oath, they're mad cunt. Especially if they get knocked out and they're training again straight away.
They've been training since they were like. A lot of them training since they were fucking like 5 and having fights since they were like fucking 10.
So the thing I didn't realise, right, is until I was over there, is they don't have a different rule set for the kids.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So as in, like, you know how the amateurs over here,
yeah,
we wear pads, we wear headgear, all that shit.
The shin guards
and all that. Kids don't do that. They just fight full Thai rules.
Knees,
elbows, everything. So from like... The only thing that's different is the round times. So they fight the same as adults do. They fucking get elbowed and kneed in the head and all that shit. But they just have shorter rounds.
But they make it for... They have such long careers. Like, how old's Sanchai? He's still doing it. He'd be in his fucking 40s, surely. He'd be John Wayne Paz.
But it'd be interesting to see, like... You know, like how a lot of boxers, you see a lot of boxers.
Let's see what they're like when they're 70.
Yeah, they're all punchy and shit. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these Thais are. You just can't tell because of the language barrier.
I reckon boxing's honestly the worst for punchies. For like getting punch drunk. I reckon boxing, you don't like. Oh, there's some. Do you know what I seen the other day? And it made me so sad. I seen Chuck Liddell. Bro, he still looks alright, but I seen him hitting pads with Glover and Alex Pereira. And it would have been like the 5th or 6th, or it would have been the last few rounds. So he was fucking sweaty. He had a mad sweat on, and he was like tired. But just seeing him, it's like fuck. His body's so like he's fucked his body.
Did you see his last fight against Tito?
In Bella, was that in Bella? No,
nah,
that was in some. Was that in Ryzen?
No, it was. Who's that fucking? Oh, that Mexican cunt.
Oscar De La Hoya.
That guy. He did I'm pretty sure it was that. He did one MMA show.
Yeah.
And that was the main event. Tito versus Chuck. And
Tito's a piece of shit. As if you'd take that fucking fight, though.
He wanted to. Because I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong.
Did Chuck level him out?
Chuck beat him twice from memory, and I could be wrong. Like, you know.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Tito's still kind of with it, and he's still fit.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm pretty sure Chuck beat him twice, so Tito was like, fuck, easy win. Because you watch that fight, and Chuck doesn't look like he should be there. He's
No way. He looked fucked.
like just like an old cunt that doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Like it was just really fucking sad to see.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. And luckily, there's not too much of that in MMA where older heads have still, like... People don't really overstay their welcome too much in MMA because they get forced out the door with a
Yeah.
like a brutal
But
fucking...
in saying that, I just saw a fight announced the other day. There's this guy that's like 45 years old, UFC veteran, hasn't fought for like 10 years, and he's just signed to fight for Hex. He's like an Australian veteran.
For Hex?
Yeah, for Hex. His name, I don't really know the guy. Like, this is the first time I've heard him. Is George Soteropoulos or something?
Yeah, the Greek bloke.
Yeah.
So he had a pretty short run in the UFC, I think.
Decent one.
He did.
To start off with. So I looked it up, and I think he went...
Sodidiopoulos or something like that.
Yeah, you'd be able to say it better.
Yeah,
I don't
George.
know.
Anyway, he hasn't... Yeah, he wouldn't have fought in the UFC for like, what,
So
10 years now?
Yeah, so he won his first, I think, 6 fights in the UFC, which is pretty good. He beat guys like Joe Lozon, and I actually don't remember the rest. But then I don't know what happened, but then he lost like 4 in a row, got cut from the UFC, fought on Titan over in America, lost that, and hasn't fought since.
Shout out to fucking Rob Wilkinson, speaking of getting cut from the fucking UFC and doing crazy shit.
Yeah, that was a good... I haven't actually seen the fight.
I haven't seen the fight either, but
how good's that to turn it around?
And he's not... And Santos is a fucking good fighter, bro.
That's what I was interested in, because I was wondering,
he's
like...
a good fighter.
Because everyone was like, oh, he got cut, now he's doing really well. But I'm like... I wonder what the level of competition he's fighting is like.
Yeah.
So, you know...
Santos is a legit UFC fighter.
Well, he fought for the title.
He could fucking go in and still win fights in the UFC.
I was about to say, don't people reckon he beat John Jones?
I personally don't think he beat him, but it was close, and he did it with 2 blown out knees. Like, he fought the majority of the fight with 2 blown out knees.
Oh, that was... Fuck, that Jones fight was crazy.
Oh,
I was watching it in Thailand, and we were just like, what?
I didn't see it going any other way. I just don't know why people thought it wouldn't go that way. I think people forgot.
I think you forget, but also, like, you add in all these variables. You're like, it's a heavyweight, and you're like, how's he going to go? He hasn't fought for 3 years.
What I put it down to is people John Jones have fought in the past, like light heavyweights hit almost just as hard as fucking light heavyweights.
Yeah.
I guarantee Gustafsson hits harder than Garn does.
Yeah.
I guarantee Gustafsson can punch harder than Garn.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought you were saying Ngannou for a second.
No, then Garn. Then Garn. Like, specifically Garn, I guarantee Gustafsson hits harder than him. And didn't he fight Rumble? He fought Rumble. No, he
Jones,
didn't.
he's meant to fight Rumble. That would have been interesting.
He never fought Rumble. They were mates, weren't they? He fought fucking...
No, he was meant to fight Rumble, and then he got pulled.
Yeah, he fought...
Is that when he hit the pregnancy?
Yeah, it was. So I think he fought fucking Lyoto Machida, way better striker than fucking Garn ever could be.
Yeah.
He fought... or maybe not, actually. Garn's a good striker. But he fought Rampage.
Yeah.
Hands like fucking lunchboxes, and then he fought, and he's fought people that are stronger than Garn. Like, DC's a strong motherfucker, so I just couldn't.
About to say, speaking of Rampage, did you see his last fight?
No.
When you did so there's you might have heard of it. There's a promotion in Thailand called Fight Circus. Never heard of it? Fuck, you gotta look it up.
Old freak shows.
Full on freak show fights. It's fucking entertaining as fuck. Like they'll have like what are they called? Like ladyboys fighting each other, or like 3 versus 1. Like you ever heard of Panda Banks from Phuket Top Team? He's a big heavyweight guy. I think they had him fighting like 5.
I think I've seen a clip on TikTok.
You would have had to
of this one dude.
Was it old guy?
Yeah.
That's the guy.
3.
That's a promoter,
and he looks like a school teacher. Like,
that's a promoter.
Really? Is that what that is?
His name's John Nutt.
So he can actually fight.
I don't know if he can actually fight.
Well, he fucked those cunts up.
Yeah.
Or he did well.
But I mean, they were pretty small. But so Rampage, fuck, if no one knows about this, they have to look it up. Like, it's not like oh my God, this was a sick fight, but it's just fucking funny. So they did a Siamese boxing match. So what they did is they got Rampage Jackson and Bob Sapp, and they put them together, and they put them
suit with like
they put them in a big shirt. So like you got fucking Rampage's right hand and Bob Sapp's left hand, and then against John Nutt, the promoter, and then the Woody, the strength and conditioning coach from Bangtao.
No shit.
So they fought it. Yeah, they fought each other.
And you can find that on YouTube.
Yeah, you find that was the main event of this show. Or
Fuck,
whatever.
I don't have the other monitor hooked up. I should have hooked it up so we could watch it.
Yeah.
That's fucking
You have to
hope.
look it
So
up.
what do you look up?
Fight Circus.
Fight Circus, Bob Sapp, and Rampage.
You literally just like go on Instagram, look up Fight Circus, and it'll come up, and you'll see it. Or
That's
Full Metal Dojo.
Sick. That's sick. Yeah, see, things like that are fun. Like,
Yeah.
that's what retired fighters they should be doing. Shit like that, that's fun. People like watching it. It's a bit of a freak show. Don't go in there and fucking.
They have this show puts on so many random fights. I think there was like a bare knuckle MMA fight, but it was just one 10-minute round.
I like that.
They put it on another fight that was a grab driver versus like. Grabs like a Uber Eats or something over there, and then versus like a Food Panda, which is like another Uber Eats. Like they had to fight each other. I think the winner gets like a new scooter.
That's
So
fun.
literally they just put on all these.
Sick.
You have to look it up if you've never heard of it. You have to look it up because they just put on these random as fuck fights. Just, I think they had like one thing. They called it like the Wheel of Death, and they're like the guys would have to like spin this wheel, and then it would choose how they would fight.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched that, so I don't know what happened with that one. But yeah, that was interesting.
That's fucking dope. Yeah, Fight Circus. I'll look that up. That's gonna be my watch today. That's gonna be my like in bed watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking dope. Yeah, it's weird because like isn't Floyd Mayweather fighting Pacquiao again?
Is he?
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather's fighting everyone. I thought at one point I thought he was going to fight Liam Harrison. That would have been interesting.
Bro, in what rule set?
Boxing. Of course, it's going to be boxing.
Dude, that's not a good fight for Floyd, who at least he has to cop one punch. Liam Harrison's one of my favorite fucking fighters of all time. That's why I'm being a massive homer right now, like saying like I would fucking watch. I'd pay for that every day.
Yeah.
I love
Liam Harrison's pretty small though. I think he fights
he?
at 61 kilos.
No fucking way.
Yeah, pretty sure he fights at
How
61.
short's he? He's huge.
He'd be shorter than me.
Really?
Pretty sure.
That's
Look it up. Like
That's not as-
I'm pretty sure he fights at that bantamweight.
No way.
He's a tiny little fella.
Is he? He looks massive.
He's just a fucking gun. But yes, and I think Mayweather fights. I don't know. I don't really know boxing weight classes. It's all confusing.
They fucking go by 1 pound increments.
Because I thought it was weird when Mayweather was going to fight Conor. Because I thought Mayweather was like middleweight champ or something. I'm like, how does that work?
He weighs 66 kilo.
Told you.
1.7. What's that?
1.7
meters.
Fuck, that's like 5'7".
He's my height.
He's your height.
He's just under. He's like an inch taller than me. Fuck, that's insane. He looks jacked.
So like there'd be that.
He's thick though. He looks so
thick.
thick.
Did you see his last fight?
Against the Thai bloke.
Oh no, not the last fight though. The one before where he got dropped twice in the round. It was like the most craziest first round ever. Got dropped 2 times and then he come back and dropped the guy
in
3
one
times.
FC,
Yeah.
Yeah, and does he do Thai and 4 ounce, or are they doing Thai and 4 ounce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Bro, there is no one I've ever seen that is better on pads than him. I've never seen anyone better on pads than him.
Fuck, he's just fun to watch.
He is so vicious on the pads though, and I love the videos where he like will be showing a technique and you're like, it's so weird, but then he zooms to him doing it in a fight and like knocking someone out.
Yeah.
Like I think he was saying, he blocks body kicks with his fucking elbow.
Yeah.
Like he will like, no, what is it? When a teep comes, I don't think he pushes it away. I think he elbows it down.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
he just
like
does. He's just a fucking
hectic
vicious
cunt. Yeah.
cunt. He's so good.
That's one thing. Like when I have more time, I want to, because he's got that online thing.
Yeah, he has an online academy.
So I want to like get that because I think it's cheap as fuck. Just get
even
that
if it's like $200-$300, that's something you'll have for the rest of your life.
Because it's not just him as well. He gets like he gets a bunch of other fighters to do shit on there as well, like run a course or whatever, like do a bunch of videos. So he's had guys that he's like fought, put videos on there and shit.
Yeah, no shit.
So it's just heaps of like just a technique library.
Apparently he's had a mental life as well. Like a fucking hell rough. He's a hell rough dude. Yeah, I've heard.
I've been
there's a-
meaning to listen to his podcast.
does he have a podcast?
Yeah,
Or he was on
Kicking-
one?
No, Kicking It with Liam Harrison. I'm pretty sure it's what it's called.
Yeah, apparently had a rough life.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He's just a gangster.
Yeah.
Just a rough fucking dude.
Well,
But
I
he's
think-
one of my favourites to watch.
I think he lived in Thailand for a while and just had a bunch of fights over there.
That's what they all do, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I wanted to do.
That Toby Smith's here at the moment.
Toby Smith.
Toby the Weapon Smith.
Did he fight John Wayne Park?
Yeah, beat him.
Oh, that's right. I
think
I've heard of him.
Rod Tang? He fought one of... No,
I wouldn't have fought Rod
No,
Tang.
not Rod Tang.
'Cause Rod Tang's-
He fought fucking a really massive fucking Thai name. Fuck.
Rod Tang's smaller than Liam Harrison.
Yeah, it
We're
wouldn't
about
be
the same.
Rod Tang. I can't remember. He fought a really massive Thai fighter as well and beat him. But he's doing a stint up in Rikers at the moment.
Yeah. No, I heard that from some of the boys that
Mm.
train there. That they were I think did a bit of training with him or whatnot. So that'd be fucking interesting.
Yeah, heaps vicious.
Be good
bloke.
down to go down there.
Yeah, fuck. Rikers is a crazy gym.
I've never been there.
Yeah, I've never been there, but just the talent that they have there, like the full serious gym, like
Yeah.
and they
Don't fuck around there.
They got a massive fight. Like M16's like pretty fun. Like it's a
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
fun environment. I'm sure it is there too, but I think they're like a real fighters gym.
Yeah, I definitely.
Like,
From what I've heard, they're like
I think they got heaps of fighters there.
they've
Like,
got a decent amount of fighters, and they're pretty like serious from what I've heard.
I'm pretty sure that heavyweight doesn't he train there? There's a heavyweight from Adelaide, MMA
Are
heavyweight.
you talking about Brando?
Yeah,
He was there.
he was.
So Brando, I don't know his whole history or whatever, but he was with us at Trinity for a while, and then I think he was between Trinity and Red Star, and then he went to Rikers, and now he's over at City Kickboxing
Oh yeah, I did
He's-
hear that.
so
I
he's
did hear that.
literally-
He's in NZ right now, didn't he?
or
Or-
Miami. So because he's by the looks of it, he's pretty close with Tyson Pedro and I guess Izzy.
Oh, so he's like there for their camp
Yeah,
and
yeah. 'Cause,
everything.
like I've got him on social.
That's
Because I know him,
killer.
I got him on social media, and then I've just been watching his stories, and he's just hanging out in Miami doing all this shit. I'm like, it's just fucking cool to watch.
Yeah, no
But
shit.
he's like, have you seen him fight? He fought.
Not live.
Oh fuck! He was meant to fight on the last knees. I don't know what happened there though.
Is he? So I don't. In Adelaide, there's just not many massive body like heavyweights. You know what I mean? It's we were saying, me and Miles were talking about that the other day. I was like, you've never had a heavyweight like ever.
Has he not?
Not to fight. No.
thought he
It's
had
fucking
one.
hard to find a naturally like 100-kilo bloke.
Yeah, I was about
like
to say,
it's
there's
not normal.
There's not many like natural.
Yeah, like,
heavyweights.
you
So
might
there's-
get you might get chunky blokes.
You get some big fat fellas.
Yeah, but like
They're not
it's
natural.
really you never really in Adelaide or in Australia in general. We're not massive people unless they're like a foreigner or a Maori or like Brando's some like European, some sort of
I
European.
don't want to get it wrong.
He looks
But he's
like,
like-
he looks like he ain't Aussie.
Like I don't know what the Balkans. Where the fuck?
Yeah, he's Balkan,
I don't know if he's Balkan or
Albanian.
I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, you don't want to get it
I
wrong.
don't want to get fucked up. But, I want to say
Brando, come on the podcast when you're in Adelaide next.
fuck. I want to say Croatian, but I hope that's not wrong.
Croat. Yeah, he looks Eastern European-ish.
He's around that area.
Yeah,
so
he looks-
if I got it wrong, like please don't.
They're
hurt me.
fucking big people. Like
Yeah.
because I was just wondering. I was like, yeah, we've never had M16's never had like a heavyweight from my knowledge.
Yeah, and again, there's not many people like him that are natural.
Yeah, he's
heavyweights. Like,
a
heavyweight.
He's an actual heavyweight. He would never be able to make another weight class. Maybe if he fully changed his lifestyle, he might make.
I don't
light
even think
heavyweight.
so. Oh, like he'd have to do a lot of work to get there. And I don't even think it's just worth it.
It's insane because you see those like Francis used to have to cut to heavyweight.
Well, you see guys like what's insane is guys like rest in peace, fucking Rumble Johnson, who used to fight at welterweight.
Yeah, bro. And he was not a kilo under fucking 105. He like would have walked around 105 kilo.
You know what's
easy.
a great fight now that we'll never get now? Fucking would have been him versus Ngannou because they're both just power punches.
Yeah,
I reckon that'd be interesting to see how that go down.
Ngannou's fucked up his career.
I've heard that they apparently he's. I didn't
One
watch.
a bare knuckle. He went to bare knuckle, and they said we can't deal with him. He's asking for too much money. He's asking.
I saw
for
that
too
come
much.
up. I just didn't listen to the interview. I just saw like the headline, like asking for an insane amount of money. So it'd be interesting to see what's going on there.
So I follow this dude on YouTube called The Weasel.
Yeah.
He's the best at breaking down fights I've ever seen.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if there's a close fight, afterwards he'll frame by frame go through the fight, and he'll tell you who actually won based on the actual criteria. So if it was a robbery or not.
Oh,
And he
okay,
has like a little thing up there. It's like light strikes, medium strikes, heavy strikes, and control time. And he goes through every single
Fuck, I have to
strike.
watch that.
He categorizes them from like strong, heavy to light, and
Yeah.
he'll tell you exactly who won the fight. But even before the fight, he's so like knowledgeable about.
What did he say about the Volkanovski fight?
I think he gave it to Volk.
Yeah,
I think he gave it to Volk.
that was interesting watching that at Bangtao because obviously you had a bunch of.
I watched it in Perth, man. It was.
Oh, you were there?
I was there. Oh my god, that last round when he was beating the shit out of Islam, like the last 30 seconds where he was just wailing on him. I'll never forget that.
It was funny because like pretty much everyone there was going for Volk, and then there was just like maybe this one lone Russian dude that would be like, yeah, Islam, and we're like, oh. Fuck.
We walked out the stadium and everyone was in a shit mood after. Everyone was like, not in a shit mood, but everyone was like, oh, what the fuck? They robbed him like right in front of his home country. And Channel 7 or something were like trying to put microphones in people's faces to get, and I was like, can you like fuck off? Like he got robbed. And then this group of fucking lebos run. They're the only people.
Fuck.
They're the only people in the whole stadium that were going for Islam. This group of 10 people were just going, man. I was like, you Bobsy motherfuckers.
Oh fuck that! They probably got beat up.
They probably got beat up, but fucking, I still think he won that fight. But yeah, the Weasel, I seen a thing last night saying, he went to bare knuckle and he was asking for like a stupid amount of money, but he was also asking for like all these other things.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder what it was.
Do you know how much he got offered for the Jones fight?
How much?
$8 million.
Should have got more. Fucking boxers, man. They get so much money.
Yeah, but that's like, they get too much. Like
Boxers get way
They
too
get
much.
fucking Floyd used to get
Floyd's getting
quarter
so
of
much
$250 million a fight.
He's getting so much now, and he's just fighting exhibition.
Is
He's
it
got
a lot, like $8 million for a fight's a lot of money.
It is. Well, MMA, I guess.
In MMA, well, you don't have to work again. Like one day, you're gonna lose the fight. He was always
I
gonna
mean,
lose.
but they're with that kind of lifestyle. They probably
Yeah.
would.
Well, yeah, that's their fault.
Well, of course.
Like do you need a fucking Lamborghini? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
get $8 million, you can buy 4 fucking houses and drive a $100,000 car.
I'd probably still be a tight ass.
You
with
know
$8
what I
million.
mean? But look, $8 million, that's just the base payment. That's not including probably the pay-per-view buys,
Yeah.
which would be massive. So say we go to $12 million all up.
Yeah.
Then he gets, from that, he'll get, if he wins the fight, his sponsorships and the shit he will do will net him fucking $10 million a year after that anyway. So
It'd be
it's
interesting to see what his plan is and what he's trying to do.
I reckon he's fucked his career.
Because Dana's pissed off with him, isn't he?
Well, yeah,
Pretty much was like,
he's
you're
not
not gonna
he's not coming back to the UFC.
Which is insane. Like, it must have been like, what have you done to piss Dana off that much?
And fucking, so, what was I saying? So he broke it. That Weasel bloke. I don't know his actual name. I don't think anyone knows his real name. He doesn't show his face, so it's just like
Weird
slides and shit.
Oh, okay.
He was saying Deontay Wilder brought in $22 million for his last fight or something.
Yeah.
Or like, but the opponent he faced only, because they work on splits. So Deontay Wilder got 90%.
Yeah.
And the other fighter got 10. Same as Tyson Fury. They get like 85 to 90% because people are only buying the pay-per-view to watch them. So it's fair. So it looks like they're earning heaps of money, but the actual other fighters only earning like $1 million or like $5 million.
Yeah.
So if Francis thinks that he's going to go to a boxing fight and get Tyson or Wilder to give him more than 10% because he's not a boxer, he's fucking stupid. He's going to be earning less money in that fight than he would have fighting Jones.
Yeah.
And he's going to get belted. Like,
Yeah, well, that's it.
Deontay Wilder would knock him the fuck out. But the only thing is if they somehow did it so he could fight in 4-ounce gloves, so he could split the guard. You know how boxers are so used to fucking having their guard up. The only way he could win is if it was in 4-ounce gloves and he somehow snuck a punch through. If they like guarded up and he just could go straight through. I think that's the only way he could win a boxing fight against one of those.
You never
two.
know, but like I can't say. I don't have enough experience to say, but I can't see him winning. Not against a boxer.
Fuck, bro.
Not in that sport.
And imagine his legacy if he beat... It's not even about money. Like, he's obviously not a legacy fighter.
Yeah.
Like, fucking... If you beat John Jones, you're the best. Like, You're the best. That's it.
But I think
But he came from a fucking sand mine, so he's worried... He's thinking about money, which is fair.
Yeah. And the thing is, if he had a loss to Jones, where does his stock go from there? Even though Jones is like, the best and blah, blah, blah.
And everyone's talking about Jones and Stipe now as if it's going to be a hard fight. I reckon that's an easier fight for Jones than Garn was, because Stipe's punch drunk as fuck and he's tiny compared to...
Who was Stipe's last fight?
He lost to...
See, I'd really...
It was fucking like 3 years ago.
I don't understand this shit. I don't understand how like you can lose, stay on the sidelines and get a title shot.
No, wait. No, didn't he beat Gustafsson?
Nah, did he?
I think Gustafsson had a heavyweight debut, or am I imagining
He
that?
did, but I believe that was against Fabricio Verdum.
Was it against Verdum?
I believe so.
Stipe is 20.
And then I think he tried again. And then
See, I reckon Jones beats Stipe, and I reckon he goes for one more, or two more, so he can beat Stipe's record, and then no one can ever say anything.
Yeah, that's it.
What was his last fight? His last fight was Francis, got knocked out.
Exactly. Why do you get a title shot?
And that was in 2001, March 2001 was his last fight.
2001.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
221.
221, sorry.
I was like 2001. I was like
220,
fucking, all right.
221. So
ago.
In March. So he's almost exactly 2 years ago.
Yeah. So why do you get a title shot? Like the whole Colby Covington situation.
That division's so thin. Yep. That's why Pereira could come up to fucking heavyweight, bro.
That'd be interesting.
Because
you
Pereira...
see the photos of him?
Yeah.
With all the heavyweights, and he like looks bigger than them?
No, he is bigger than them. He is.
Scary.
He could go to light heavyweight. He could win that belt easily.
Yeah.
Easy. Because that's the worst division in the UFC at the moment. Jamal Hill is the fucking champ there.
I'm trying to remember that fight.
It were Jamal Hill versus...
Glover? Was it Glover?
Glover. Yeah. So he beat Glover, and all respect to Glover, he was old. He was a bit over the hill, and he still had the belt. And
yeah.
And
no, he didn't have the belt. Because remember,
Yuri had to
vacate.
Yeah, Yuri vacated.
And then they had that fight for the belt, and that ended up in a draw.
But Jamal Hill is an easy fight for Alex Pereira because he's a stand-up artist, and Alex is bigger than him.
Yeah.
And then he could easily go up to heavyweight because the division's so thin, and he'd
be
fight
able to jump straight in.
Jones would fucking take him down and probably bash him. But that's a fucking fight, bro.
He'd definitely make some money.
The weight that he would have on him at heavyweight, not cutting weight, the power he would have in those fucking hands would be terrifying.
Crazy,
he doesn't even hit that hard. Like it does. Pereira doesn't look like he's hitting you that hard, but he must have just the most crazy power.
Yeah.
Because when he hits, it's just his hook's like a whip.
Yeah.
It's so like out there and loose.
How do you see that fight going?
What, Pereira and Izzy?
Yeah.
I reckon he's going to get it done again. I reckon he gets it done earlier.
I don't know.
I'm so on the hype train
of Pereira.
Yeah.
I've been following Izzy for a while, so I think
this is
win.
a make or break for Izzy as well. Like I think if he loses again to him, it's like not career damaging because Izzy's a fucking great. He doesn't lose to anyone else in that division.
Yeah. But it's like, what do you do from there?
But I think it's like that will always have a stain on him. Like you could never beat him if he doesn't. He might fucking go out there and he might knock him out. He might fight him out because he was winning the other fight.
I hope he gets a win. I've been following Izzy since I saw him fight on Knees of Fury.
Knees in Adelaide.
Yeah, that was a sick fight.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that fight because there was this moment right at the end of the first round. Izzy was piecing this dude up. I think his name was, I could be wrong, Kim Loudon. I believe that's who he fought. And at the end of the first round, this Kim fella goes back to his fucking corner. He looks all fucked. And Izzy is just standing in the middle and just staring at him, just arms crossed, just like...
Just not breathing.
And I was like, that is fucking gangster.
Yeah.
And just since then, I've just been following his career. So when he got to the UFC, I was like, oh, fuck.
Izzy's special. It's just really unfortunate that Pereira decided to jump sports just to fucking haunt him.
It's funny because I remember hearing about it. Like, they were talking about ages ago. They were like, oh, the last guy to knock out Izzy has just like started fighting MMA, and I'm like, who gives a fuck? And now it's crazy that it's like they were just talking about it years ago, and it seemed like, oh yeah, cool, that guy's fighting, and now all of a sudden he's a middleweight champ.
Have you seen that video of there's a video of Pereira talking, saying there's something Izzy said that'll always stick with me, and it goes back to an interview of Izzy when he won one of his last fights. He's like, oh, that bitch Pereira, he'll always live in my shadow. Whenever I
and that's why he jumped over.
He's like, whenever I win a fight, that he's always going to be the guy in the pub at the end of the day when he's old. He's like, oh, I beat, and then he's like, people know me, no one knows who he is. And then Pereira's like that. To me, was a challenge. So that's
fucking oath, that's a challenge.
So then he fucking went into the UFC, had 3 fights, beat the shit out of everyone, fought for the title, won it. He won a title in like a title in 3 fights in the UFC.
Was it 3 fights?
3 or 4.
Yeah, because I remember he fought Strickland. Then did he fight?
So he fought Strickland, absolutely fucking killed him.
I didn't think that was going to happen that quickly.
Strickland, like, he's a weird fight. He's not that good, but he's like he's really.
Just, I don't actually know really much about how he fights.
He doesn't punch hard. I think he's like a cardio fighter more than anything. But he's not scared to scrap. I just more
know about his personality.
Oh, he's a funny cunt.
He's fucking hilarious.
He's a loose unit.
He does not have a filter.
Did you see he trains with heaps of like African American people, and they bought him a do rag for it?
Yeah, I fucking saw that. That is sick.
So he's and does all those interviews with that Asian lady.
I'm surprised that he gets along with him, because he strikes me as the kind of guy that
he's trailer trash,
and he'd probably be like
a KKK.
Yeah, that. But he'd be like probably calling him the N-word all the time.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, I feel like he'd just be saying that without it, because he just doesn't think.
Oh, he's a pretty funny dude. But fuck yeah, he's a loose unit. But Pereira's like rise in the UFC was insane. It was
just
crazy.
So quickly.
But he's then again in fighting's like, he is training with Glover as well, so his takedown defense and his
it's going to come hopefully.
His anti-jiu-jitsu would have to be good. They wouldn't be drilling arm bars; they'd be drilling how to get out of them.
And he's Brazilian, so he should know some shit.
And like you know, when someone's if a fighter comes into a gym and has never done jiu-jitsu, they're going to be better at jiu-jitsu than a person who's never fought that comes into the gym.
Because they've already like trained in something.
They don't want to be on their back. They don't want to be on the bottom. Like, they've got that instinct just to fucking pop back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different game.
So you're off to Japan soon. When are you going off to Japan? July. And how long are you going for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Because I reckon that's... I mean, I don't know what my plans are yet. I'm a bit all up in the air.
My missus, thankfully, has like done heaps of research on it. Like, I booked it, and I'm like looking at more food spots I want to go to.
Yeah,
but she's kind of organising the transport and the cultural shit. She's seeing what kind of cultural things she wants to do. So, because I'm horrible at booking things. Like, I got such a scatterbrain. I just kind of get somewhere, and then I'll be like, oh, I want to go there.
I literally booked my tickets for Thailand like 2 weeks before I went.
Yeah, you're a dude. That's
what I mean. Like,
you're like, oh, I'll just fucking go here, and then if I want to go there, I'll just go. That's how I do.
Well, like, I booked my accommodation. Like I said, I booked for like 3 days, and then I just walked around looking for accommodation. And
so because we're there for 2 weeks and we want to fit heaps in, we're on more of a schedule.
Sorted. Yeah.
So we're starting in Tokyo, and then we're going to Osaka, which is their second biggest city, and that's like. So Tokyo is going to be cool, but I'm more excited for Osaka because that's more like it's more of Western, not Western. They're not as shy there.
Yeah.
Japanese culture in general is like they're real shy people.
Like, really?
If you go up to someone, you don't just talk to people on the street over there, like, because they're very shy people.
Yeah, okay.
And if you you never touch anyone's hand, you never shake a hand.
Fuck, this is good to know now. I'm gonna have to write this down.
If you go to shake someone's hand, they get very embarrassed. That's why they bow. Like because they don't know you. Like you don't talk on the train. You'd never talk to a stranger on the train or play your music loud. They'll fucking. It's really awkward for them.
You're not allowed to. Well, not you're not allowed to, but it's rude to like eat and walk, isn't it?
You're not allowed to eat more. Oh, you shouldn't, because if you drop your food, someone's gonna. It actually makes sense in your head, but because we're not brought up in that in Western culture.
I'm on the go kind of guy, so like I'm eating and walking.
Yeah, so if you drop your food and someone steps in it, that's like regarded as really rude.
Fuck them.
Yeah, that's Aussies. But yeah, that's really rude. Like in Japan, there's no bins anywhere. Like apparently in
fucking hate that.
Apparently in Tokyo, it's fucking impossible to find a bin because you put your rubbish in your pocket and you throw it out when you go home. There's no rubbish on the streets there.
Fuck that. Really?
No, none.
That was what was killing me about Thailand. It was like trying to find bins. Because like...
Is it dirty? Like the floor?
Yeah, it's a bit dirty. There's bit of shit everywhere. But I'm like, trying to be good and not litter. But there's fucking... I'm like, where the fuck are the bins?
See, in Japan, you put the shit in your pocket and you throw it out. If you find a bin, you put it in there. But apparently the streets over there, you can eat on them. Yeah.
I hate that because I'm the kind of guy that put the rubbish in my pocket.
I'm the go kind of cunt too, though.
Yeah,
I want to eat while I'm walking, so it's going to be weird.
Like
and I'm heaps boisterous, like
Yeah.
especially when I drink. But apparently, when you drink, it's different. But Osaka, it's different. The people aren't as introverted there. They're more like friendly. But we're going there. We're going to Hiroshima.
Yeah.
To see like the bomb sites and shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, hopefully go to Mount Fuji and Universal Studios.
I saw like a guy I met in Thailand. Like I think we trained together like one session, and then he was off, and then he went to Japan. And I've just been watching all his stories, and like he put up a story of like him on a train.
Is he there now?
I think he's just left.
Oh, that's sick because it's their winter now. I'm going in peak summer.
And he just it was like this video of this mountain. I'm like, fuck, that looks sick. Where's that? And he's like, that's Mount Fuji. I'm like,
you can see it from Tokyo.
I have to see it. Like that is
looked
amazing.
If you go to Japan, the only thing I wish we did was go when it was like now or like a month or two ago, because that's when it's snowing.
Yeah.
And it's really cold. And I think Japan would be best when it's cold.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's raining. It's like proper Japan. Like it's raining. It's snowing some places. You can have like nice hot bowls of ramen and shit. Like warm you up.
Pretty much the reason I want to go ramen.
Yeah, fuck, I'm so
excited. There's so many other reasons, but
so
ramen's probably the top of the list.
I'm so excited to go eat there.
You're going to have to stick a little GoPro on your head and just like go to all the food places.
I'm going, my missus is like, what do you want to see most? I'm like, the fish market. Like, I've always wanted to go. And she's like, really? I'm like, dude, they've like one of the biggest fish markets in the world. And they all got stalls and little restaurants.
I'd just love to go to like little fucking ramen place in some back alley. Like,
yeah, I can't wait. But I'm so excited for the seafood and fish over there.
That's weird that they're so like shy and whatnot. Like, again, going back to Thailand.
Yeah,
they're also,
apparently
like,
they're very friendly. They're very friendly, but they're like very introverted. Like they don't appreciate like
boisterous
blaring fucking music on your phone while you're on the train. Like that's very rude and shit like that.
Whereas, like, again, complete opposite in Thailand. Like, they're
friendly. Like they're
friendly as fuck.
Just
like,
all smiling.
So, like, where I was staying, it was pretty much like being in a little suburb. Everything was just in that one area. So I just walked the same streets every day. Like, I didn't get on a scooter because fuck that. There's so many crashes. I'm like, I'm just not going to risk it. So I'd walk around. I walk down the main street every day, and every morning, like, everyone just says hello to you. They're like, just yell out to you, like, sweaty car and whatnot. Like, the lady boys, the girls, boys, everyone's just saying hello. Yeah, they're just like really, really friendly over there.
Would you fight a ladyboy?
Would I fight a ladyboy? Yeah, because it's a dude.
Would you fight him?
Oh, is that controversial to say?
No, I reckon you'd fight. Not like would you get in the ring with one and risk getting bashed? Because they'd bash her.
Yeah, fuck, I don't give a
They'd
fuck.
know some Muay Thai and shit over there.
Fucking oath. They'll probably know more than me. So like, who gives a fuck?
Equal
rights.
One of my mates,
equal rights.
Equal rights. One of my mates sent me something the other day, and it spun me out. I thought it'd be fun to ask you. Would you rather 8 million cash right now, or $1 a day, but it doubles every day for a month?
Fuck. That is a good one. I'm not very good with maths. So
it starts at $1 and it doubles every day for 1 month.
For 1 month.
Yeah, we'll do 30 days. Or 8 million cash right now.
Probably the 8 million cash right now.
All right.
Because then I can...
I don't know the math on it, so I'm going to fucking just give it to you. So 1 times 2. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Yeah, fuck. There you go.
$536 million fucking dollars.
Yeah, see, well, that's an unfair question because you're asking a dude that's like, doesn't have all these brain cells
yet.
yet.
Punchy at the moment.
A bit punchy at the moment. So like, I can't do
moment.
maths in general.
So like, fuck, dude. When I did it, I took the 8 million as well. So I'd take the fucking 8 million.
Because like when you say, it's $1 a day for 30 days.
It starts as $1,
but
it starts as $1, but it doubles.
Because you don't think it's going to get to that much.
It ends up being $536 million, 870,912. I can't even say that number. That's how much money it is.
Yeah,
$536,870,912. Yeah, you could go to Thailand for like
and buy a house over there.
You could buy a little island, I imagine.
Yeah, this shit's so cheap. You can get like what are they called? Like not a bungalow, a fucking
villa.
That's the one. Villa. You can get a villa over there, like 3-4 bedroom pool.
That room you were staying in didn't look bad at all.
Yeah, the last place I stayed. So I stayed at like 3 different places.
30 cents a day.
No, I think the last place I stayed there for about a month, and I think it was maybe 800 for the month.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
That's not bad at all.
And then I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's 800 for the month. I think the other places were like maybe like $20-$30 a night, if that. I was just trying to go cheap places again. Like I don't really care where I'm staying as long as I go to bed.
Well, that's what when we were booking Japan, I was like, I want to stay in one nice room towards the end of it, so we can, because by the end of the trip we're going to be fucked. We're going to be knackered because we're going to be walking everywhere and shit.
I'd rather spend money on the experience.
So that's why I was like, we're literally going to go to the room to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then we're going to wake up. So I'm not fussed on good accommodation. As long as it has like fucking Wi-Fi, I don't care.
Yeah, that's the thing. It has to have Wi-Fi, and you're good.
On the last leg of the trip, like the last 2 or 3 days, I want to stay in like a nice hotel.
Yeah, of course.
But in Tokyo, hotels are so expensive. The actual nice hotels,
like the nice ones,
hotels. I think we're like the Hilton over there is like fucking $700 a night. Yeah, for like a pretty decent room.
I guess if you like one night, for
1 or 2 nights, it's nice, and then they got like buffet and shit. I'm sure, but.
Fuck buffets.
But when you go, like people that go overseas and they like spend $500 a night for 2 weeks, it's like you could have gone. You could have gone to so many nice dinners. You could have eaten the nicest at the nicest restaurants in fucking wherever you were.
I would rather save money on accommodation,
spend it on food,
or like that's money I can spend on training with a Thai trainer
or an experience. Like go fucking skydiving if you you know what I mean?
And like, especially like I want to spend it on something good because I fucking worked my ass off to get that money. I don't want to just waste it on a bed. On a nicer bed when I had to work fucking 3 or 4 jobs to save the money to get to fucking Thailand, like doing fucking shitty work. Yeah. Like what was that? I was working in a factory late last year doing making submarine batteries. I think I talked about that last time. I'm not sure. Did that. I was working at my mate's burger shop, Buffalo Wing Co. I was working at his cafe.
Are you still doing cookies?
Yeah, I'm still doing the cookies at the moment. I'm literally doing 3 or 4 things. So currently at the moment, I'm working at the Air Force Base, cooking there. I'm literally a glorified lunch lady.
That's sick.
Like, I'm just making buffet food and literally serving these cunts their fucking food every day for $35 an hour.
That's not bad.
So I do that. Then I work at my mate's burger shop. I work at Burger Tech on the weekends, do a bit of that. Work at my mate's cafe, Local Boy, for like 2 or 3 days on the week, like 2 days on the weekend. And then I make the cookies on top of that. Just trying to fucking make as much money as I can so I can fuck off again.
Yeah, those cookies are fucking good.
I was going to bring you one, but I remember you said you're not a sweet tooth. You're more of a...
I fucking love your cookie. Oh, I
was going to bring one, but then I'm like, oh, he's not really a sweet tooth, so I don't know if he's going to want one.
I fucking loved them so much. They're good, but I will buy a 10-pack of those bacon maple ones.
I haven't made them in ages because, like, I think they're like a specialty thing. There's like only certain people that kind of like that kind of thing.
That was my favorite. I still think about it like every now and then. I'll be like, that was legit the nicest like sweet item
Yeah, yeah.
ever for me because
I'll-
it was
I'll make some again. I can get that
fucking
started.
so nice. But yeah, they were fucking good. Because you're down south a bit more now. You should hit up a lot of like places around here because they'll take them.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no good cookies down here.
I think there might be one place that does alright.
There's a few
cookies.
people that do them, but the market's not as like saturated as it is up that way.
Yeah, it's a bit more saturated. It's
Like
a bit harder
down
to
there,
get.
down like once you get western suburbs, northern
There
suburbs, east, there's fucking hundreds. There's hundreds of people that do
Yeah, and I
cookies.
don't think they all do them that great,
See,
to be honest.
no, they don't. But
There's one place
just
down
so
here
many.
that... Fuck, I can't remember what it's called, but Jack Hayes has it at his...
At his little coffee
yeah,
van.
yeah. Yes, because I had one on the weekend, and that was actually pretty fucking good.
Do you drink coffee like regularly?
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you tried Jack's cold pressed like bottles?
I haven't.
Bro,
Worth it?
I can't drink them because I don't drink coffee. I smashed one once,
Yeah.
and I didn't know if you were supposed to mix it like that.
What you meant to do with it.
Yeah, so I just drank it because you can drink them if you're a coffee addict, or you can like make iced coffees with them. So you
Yeah.
can put it in ice with some milk and sugar and shit. So nice, but I
He makes
smashed
a
one.
fucking amazing coffee.
I smashed one, and I was like jittery, like all day. I was like having anxiety and shit. I was like, this is so much caffeine for me
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
don't drink much coffee.
I'm gonna have to try it.
If you're a coffee lover, that
Yeah.
is the coolest shit ever. It's so nice. Shout out. What is it? Del Marie.
Del Mare, I believe, but I could have.
That's the bottle up there. Del Mare.
I think it's Del Mare.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I
He's
can't pronounce shit.
located on the corner of. So if you go on Victor Harbour Road, isn't it? So it's like you go up South Road onto Victor Harbour Road, and his coffee van's around there.
And
And he roasts his own shit, and that's good.
let's do him fucking.
Yeah, we'll do him a justice. Bring it up.
That's the word I'm looking for. That's the thing about being punched in the head too much is you can't fucking find your right words.
I have a horrible memory.
So, 189 Main Road, McLaren Vale. Or
Yeah.
he does that short black caravan, 6:15 to 9:30, Monday to Friday at 514 Victor Harbour Road, McLaren Vale.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's legit almost on the turn off where Victor Harbour Road and South Road meet. And it's fucking good shit.
If you want good coffee, that's where you go. If
And
you don't like coffee, you go elsewhere.
If you're looking for a scrap, just
You're
go
looking
start something.
Yeah, if you want to go for a scrap, just go in there.
Just go in there,
Saturday.
go to M16. He's there.
Speaking
almost
of that,
every day.
I believe there is a rule that needs to come into play in the fucking in hospitality. Like, what I was thinking of the other day. Like, fuck, I can't remember. I had it in my head, but there's what gave me the idea is like there's a bar in, I think it's Koh Samui, where you can fight to get, like, you go do a couple of rounds of Muay Thai and you fight and you can get like a round of drinks. So if you last like
Really?
3 rounds, like, you can get a round of drinks. My thing is, I like, you know how you got like Karen's Diner where you go in there and you get like abused and shit. There should be like a cafe, or it should be like a cafe rule where is if you don't like your food, you got to fight the chef.
Done. That's
Done.
fucking hilarious.
Like I was
Knowing you'd go there and the fucking like Anderson
No,
Silva.
I want to be.
You want to be the chef.
I want to be the chef because I literally thought of it the other day because like I was working at my mate's cafe, and like I haven't worked in a cafe for a while, so like, you know, I'm just
Bit rusty.
bit rusty or whatever. But like served the chick her food, and then she was like, "Oh look, like there's this older lady, and she was with her husband or whatever." And she's like, she said to the waitress, "Oh, I'm absolutely disgusted by this serving size." And it's like a normal
Normal portion.
Yeah, the normal portion. She's absolutely disgusted by this. So the waitress is like, "Oh, can you just give us some extra bacon?" I'm like, "Oh, easy, done that." Cook some up, and then I took it out myself because like the cafe is pretty small there and have heaps of staff, so I'll run shit out occasionally. I took it up there. I'm like, "Oh, real sorry about that, guys. Here you go." And they just ignored me like I wasn't even there.
Oh, so
and I just walked
annoying.
back into that kitchen. I'm like, "Fuck that fucking bitch!" Like,
Let's fight.
And that's literally where I come up. I'm like, if you have a problem with the food, you should fight the chef.
That's fucking not a bad idea.
I feel like there'd be a lot less people complaining.
But the only issue is you get people that like MMA fighters that coming in. Like
Fuck 'em. Let's
Trent
go.
and Jack Spacey just sitting on a table, food shit.
Yeah,
Haven't even eaten it yet.
yeah. That's when you see me running out the back door, and I'm not there anymore.
So Zach Gregson comes in and they pour him a glass of water and he tastes it. He's like, the water's not good.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh fuck! All right, we'll cut it short because you got to go to work soon.
Yeah, done.
But I always appreciate you coming on.
Always good to be on.
We'll do one day where you can get a bit loose before you get into a camp.
Yeah, done. We'll have a couple of
We'll
drinks.
get you drunk. We'll get you wild on the potty.
Couple of lines. What?
Couple of.
Yeah.
We'll
mate.
get you stoned.
That is. Well, I don't know if I want to say that. That
The people do.
The people do, but for me, I'd watch that back and be like,
Yeah, we fucking.
I get weird.
You get weird.
Yeah, I get a bit weird.
You get a bit weird. You're a bit weird in general.
I'm very weird in general.
You got anything you want to shout out?
Do I have anything I want to shout out? I mean, shout out to fucking Skullbeard on here that sponsored me for one of my last fights. They're,
What's that?
Fuck it. It's the a dude that used to train with at Trinity. He does like beard oils and stuff.
No shit.
I'm not promoting it very well at all, but it's fucking great band. Guy used to be in the army. He used to train with us at Trinity, and he started his own beard oil company through I think when COVID happened, and it just really took off.
No shit.
And he reached out to me when I was looking for sponsors for my last MMA fight and sponsored me, gave me some money and gave me a shirt.
Follow him on the cookie page. What's your cookie page again?
That cookie guy.
That cookie guy.
That cookie guy.
That cookie
it's
guy.
easy to remember.
Ryan Cooper MMA on Insta as well.
That's the one.
Boom, boom.
Easy.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.